April 22nd, 2021, patch 3.13, and as patches go, it was a pretty decent sized one. 4 location updates, 13 for gameplay, and 5 ships and vehicles. Stations with refineries got an update visually indicating their industrial focus, differentiating them from other stations. The System Polish Pass updated assets, planet painting, and the global data of the planetary bodies. Asteroids received some variations, so we're not looking at the same asteroid rotated and scaled. 2 new cave entrances were added, letting you drive or fly down into caves. Quantum sensitive and time multi-drop delivery missions were added. Shield Effects V2 was added, using signed distance fields to show how shield impacts conform to the shape of the ship and shifting color where the shield is taking significant damage. Mining subcomponents allowed you to add buffs to your mining laser to crack through tough asteroids or any asteroid safer or faster. The reputation system was introduced, showing your favor or disdain with the various factions and mission givers. Spawn closets were introduced, and if you've ever done bunker missions, you know they're still not polished. We got mounted guns. Force reactions made your body react to wind, thrusters, and ship movement, made the jump seats finally useful. Vehicle names and serial numbers let you tramp stamp a custom name onto 6 different ships. Vehicle visual degradation showed more wear and tear on ships the longer they were in the verse. The Merlin on the back of the Constellation finally became usable and able to dock and undock with the Connie series. Ship-to-station docking freed up some hangars and gave everybody a taste of that interstellar life. Object push and pull gave everybody free reign to litter places with carts on wheels. The Grey Cat DS was unleashed on a bewildered player base. Star Citizen's version of the Warthog, the Cyclone MT, gave everybody the idea of jumping vehicles into the back of ships. The Tumbro Nova was released and there was much rejoicing. The big boy birds hit the skies, the Hercules C2 and M2. That's a lot of things for a single patch, and I think it's been some time since we had one with as much stuff. The reputation system, spawn closets, force reactions, and the Hercules made a heavy impact on gameplay, economy, and how we spend our time, going all the way back to 1 year ago when they were released. So have things progressed much since then?
314.
The Gas Giant Crusader, Orison Landing Zone, Power Management V2, Radar Scanning and Ping, Missile Guidance and Control Rework, Missile Operator Mode, Surrendering and Law System V2, Canvas Slice Ship HUDs, Constellation Taurus, Planetary Volumetric Clouds V1.
315.
New Babbage Hospital, Grim Hex Clinic, Space Station Clinics, Orison Hospital, Orison V2, Doctor and Nurse Behaviors, Infiltrate and Defend Missions, Local Inventory Support, Moe Glass Asset Manager aka the Nix app, Loot Generation Tier 0, Personal Inventory, Healing Tier 0, Bombs, NPC and Player Healing, the Anvil Spartan, Argo Raft, Origin 400i, Aegis Redeemer, A2 Hercules, Crusader Ares Ion and Inferno, Bearing Size 7 Ballistic Gatling Gun, Bearing Size 7 Laser Cannon, Cure Life Medical Tool, don't leave home without it, Multi-Tool Healing Attachment.
316.
Area 18 Hospital, Derelict Spaceship POIs, Grav Left Bikes Physics Rework, Jumptown 2.0, the controversial Drake Cuddy Steel, the Hover Quad, Laser Trip Mines.
317.
DNA Texture Head Update, Maria Pure of Heart Hospital, Space Station Clinic Variations, Coffee Shop Vendor, Mining Gadgets, Ship-to-Ship Refueling, Item Selling, Miss Cole A, RSI Scorpius, and the very first river. Over 70 major and minor additions in the past year is a lot of progress in the PU for a developer split between 2 expansive high-end games. Then you have things that don't get detailed in the roadmaps, like the initial implementation of Quanta and other underlying tech they created to run under the hood and make the upcoming things possible. Not everything makes the cut though. Let's go back a year and look what was actively being worked on and compare with what was implemented. April 2021 monthly report. The AI content team focused on completing the first pass of the security, tourist, and tour guide behaviors. I imagine the pass was completed, but implementation was definitely not. Most likely this has a dependency or 2 that have to be completed before we're surrounded by tourists, listening to a tour guide barking, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, step right up to see the amazing space whale in its natural environment." Implementing the first version of the landing officer. The landing officer gives players clear directions on how to position their ships in relation to the pad for perfect descents. I assume that's working in Squadron 42. Hygiene behavior, sleep behavior, support for physicalized sheets, and the process of standardizing the proper usage of bed shutters began. Vendor behaviors. We've got bartenders and coffee shops, but we still have static food vendors and no shady guy in a trench coat yet. Patrol path tech was further developed. Basically, we still got NPCs with unlimited ammo that can't go find and use ammo dumps yet. Ship behaviors related to subcomponent targeting were worked on. Spawn closets, working on an underground facility as a proof of concept. Update to friendly fire logic and splash damage was worked on. As long as players do more damage to enemies than friendlies, they won't be punished for any accidental damage caused. Added more civilian AI to caves and improved their behavior when not in combat. First iteration of ship-to-ship docking, ship-to-stage docking progressed throughout April with bugs fixed and release prep work undertaken. Thruster wind VFX. Thruster capacitors got some dev time. We're all familiar with that by now. Improvements to heads-up display visuals, which became the canvas slice HUDs that we use. With most post effects already running the Gen 12 render version, prep was made to begin enabling geometry passes with shadows, opaque and transparent geometry. Progress was made on the fire hazard. Cave mission improvements to AI patrol paths, adding harvestables and minables. Variations to give a more claustrophobic feel and to introduce the use of tractor beams and trolleys. Prototyping of comm array missions. First quarter 2021's latest version of the economy and AI simulation tool was completed. Progress on support for server meshing with emphasis on object container hierarchy table seating. UI team created a yellow low-tech style to better match locations such as Lorville, as well as a blue Crusader style UI to use in its ships and on Orison itself. I'm assuming that's the new ASOP terminals. Vehicle tech team began tying down the radar and scanning system features, and they worked to make the Nova more tanky by focusing on animation timing and wheel surface debris. This isn't the monthly report in its entirety, but is enough to get some perspective on the way features are developed, paused until dependencies are in place, and then resumed. Some of these items from a year ago are just now making their way into the PTU. With all the teams that exist and each feature needing a pass from at least 2 or 3 teams, it makes sense that a lot of the features on ISC don't make it to the PU for a year or more. But as long as we're being consistently updated with new stuff every quarter. We don't always get what we want when we want it, but we do get what we need. So keep pouring concrete CIG and keep that foundation solid. Numbers and time aside, features like the inventory and medical system are game-changing and make the previous way of playing seem a bit empty. The reputation system alone has incentivized completing missions after years of aimlessly just kinda doing whatever. I'm really looking forward to the day when the rewards aren't just monetary. Weapons, armors, tools, paints that can only be acquired through your favorite shady contact. Mission types that only high rep can deliver access to. Negative rep thresholds that keep the heat on the thugs out there. Looking back at the year is somehow cathartic, and seeing that our time, money, and patience is paying off. Cause who wants to be in the dark, not sure if we're gaining ground? I don't want to hate on other IPs, but I would have given up on Dual Universe and some other joints if looking back showed the minimest of progress and updates. Being unable to see growth enables you to see the writing on the wall. And right now in the verse, there's no writing and no walls, just space and opportunity. They could use info buttons in the progress tracker that name dependencies for features. It'll go ways in clearing up the confusion of wondering why, if tasks are completed, the feature's still not implemented. Anyway, I hope that by this time next year, I'll be talking about when we were all stuck inside a single solar system named Stanton, and that going back to no passenger transporting and a merchant manless existence is too raw to think about. What's really raw is a magnificent boss love to the executive producers of this joint. Thanks for keeping the lights on and the bandwidth cracking over here. Hold On, Mysterious Mike Elvira, Saucy One, Commander Blackout, JP Stravinsky, Eyes Open 2018, Momo, John Arcadian, Smoke Mito, Steel Legacy, Ankaran, The Huntress. Big thanks, executive bosses, you are very much appreciated. A very special shout out to all the Dig That fam supporting the Dig That and the Space Sim Marts. Salute to the mother, Busta Boy, Commander Dr. Digital, Zayla Maru, Commander Leviathan Soul, Timeout 420, Train Man Rob, Dead Eye Ooh, Figment, Evil Weasel, Titan Prime, Crash Test, Commander Coup Whip, Triple Awesome, Crash Down, Military Assets, Boss, Anathema Nick, G-Ro the CEO, Junestar, Carl Pagin, The Mad Doctor, Waffle Iron of Doom, Abner Doom, Individual 11, Fair Gamer, and Yo Diggity 25. Big love, Dig That fam. My name is Dig That, and I'm looking at Star Atlas like, fly dirty citizens.